Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in for another episode of Talks with Tony. How we moving right along. This letter here, look a little long. And this from, I don't know, this from New Zealand. I feel like I might have read this one already. Let me see something. See if this person wrote in 2 times. No, this is the only one I'm thinking. So, alrighty, we'll go ahead with it. I said I was gonna be doing these for 30 minutes, just doing 30-minute videos. Then this one long, but that help us with the details. Hi, Tony. Firstly, thank you for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with us via YouTube. I have been watching your videos over the last 3 to 4 years and have really enjoyed learning from you. Y'all know what that means when they've been watching for the last 3 or 4 years. They ain't listen to the word I said. I have particularly enjoyed the emails you read of other people's situations as I can relate to some of their experiences. So I wanted to see if you could shed some light on the situation I was in, and hopefully others can relate to it too and perhaps take something from it. So this guy and I have known each other since we were 15 years old in high school. We are now both 34 years old. We stayed in contact right through university years till now. Fast forward about 10 years after high school, he has 4 kids and 2 baby mamas. I was in a long relationship for 4 years after university and started dating a year after the relationship ended. It was very toxic relationship, so I became very cautious with men. I started to think with my head, not my heart. I have no children. I believe in sex after marriage and I practice being celibate. Anyway, back to the guy from high school. We stayed in contact via social media, and once in a while I'll hear from him and vice versa. He dated a few women during this period. I would, however, get random calls from him early in the morning or very late at night. I usually have my phone on silent during the night, so I would miss the calls and would message him later in the day asking why he called. But he would just give me the scene. It wasn't a normal thing for him to call me, so I thought maybe he was drunk, etc. I wasn't bothered much when he didn't reply. I just figured if it was important, he would tell me. He had 3 girlfriends in total that I knew of, and I can recall 3 calls he made to me during graveyard hours. A short time later, after each call, I would find out he was no longer in a relationship. It appears as though he calls once his relationship is over. When I bump into him at social events, I would usually approach him and say hi, but I always felt he looked uncomfortable or nervous and almost always looked like he wanted to avoid talking to me. Again, I was a bit puzzled but didn't think too much of it. I would just continue enjoying my night with my friends. I see her with my good eye. In 2017, 15 years after initially meeting in high school, he returned from the UK after living there for 2 years. Up until this time, we had casually kept in touch, particularly more so when he was living in the UK. After a few days of being back home, he finally had the courage to confess to me how he felt about me. We met up to talk. It turns out he's had feelings for me since high school. When I asked him why it took so long for him to tell me, he said because I was a good girl and he could never figure me out. I had been saved at the age of 16 years old, so I guess I projected that in the way I presented myself. However, when he told me how he felt, he was in a relationship with a woman he had met in the UK. When I asked him about it, he said he would sort it out, but he wanted to know how I felt first. I told him if he had mentioned this to me after high school, and I probably would have considered it. I said that because we have always been good friends and hanging out with him felt like we could just be ourselves because we have known each other for so long. But I also politely pointed out that the fact he has left it this late after having 4 kids to 2 different women puts me in a very difficult position, and I'm not sure I am ready for it. At the same time, I didn't want to be the one responsible for ending his relationship with his girlfriend at the time. I was also leaving for LA the same day, and I was in a hurry to leave. We were both 30 at this point. When I returned back from LA, his girlfriend had moved over from the UK, and I was happy for him. I don't think I have ever viewed him as anything other than a friend, so I was initially surprised when he told me how he felt. He is not looks challenged. He's fit and handsome. A lot of people have said to me that we would make a good couple, but it has always fallen on deaf ears. My other guy friends had always teased us, but I never really paid attention. After about 6 months from our meeting, he contacted me again and asked if I could meet him, and I declined. As long as he had a girlfriend, I wasn't prepared to be anyone's side chick. Fast forward about 5 months from the time he had just called me. He was engaged to his girlfriend. I congratulated him and never really stayed in contact after that. He was expected to wed his fiancée the following year in September. Come the following year around October, I was in Sydney, Australia when he contacted me. I knew straight away that he was no longer engaged. It has been a pattern for a number of his relationships over the years. I asked him about the engagement, and he said there was no longer a wedding. So I said some comforting words along the lines of, keep your head up and don't give up on love. And he responds with, I don't believe in marriage anymore. Anyway, he wanted to meet me when I returned from my trip. So 2 weeks after I was back in the country, I made contact and we met. This time I was open to seeing him because he was no longer with anyone. He was single. I was curious more than anything. Unfortunately, this time I felt like he wasn't the same person I had spoken to the day I left for LA 2 years ago. That guy pursued me and was consistent, soft-natured, humorous, and persistent. He called regularly rather than text message, which was refreshing for me. He would do romantic gestures like FaceTime me early in the morning so I can see the sunrise with him when he's out of town. But this guy now was a lot more cold, hurt, inconsistent, and emotionally unavailable. I knew then that he was hurting from his breakup, and I was someone he could see to keep him distracted from thinking about it. I told him I felt like he wasn't the same man I spoke to 2 years ago. He just shrugged it off and never really replied to my comment. But this allowed me to tread lightly and not open myself too much. We hung out a few times, but it was very shallow. Nothing felt right about it. We've never slept together, and every time he tried, I declined, and I told him he didn't have husband rights. He respected my decision. I wasn't prepared to take him seriously until he proved himself to me. I knew he needed to do some healing, so I kept my feelings in check and never initiated contact. Eventually he stopped messaging, and that was it. Because he stopped, I also stopped, as I felt like I was getting the short end of the stick with him. If he was really interested, he would make it known, and I was not prepared to invest in something that is clearly not there. It has been 2 years now with the check-ins here and there. He's achieved some great things in 2020, 2021, so I'm happy for him. He just also recently posted a photo of him and his new girlfriend. I'm not sure why he kept coming back to me, and even when he was single and in a position to actually pursue, he didn't. That left me puzzled. Him and I can both agree that there's a physical attraction there, but we did not spend enough time together to build an emotional connection. I don't feel a type of way, and even now when he checks in, it's like old times. Like nothing has changed in regards to our friendship. I still value our friendship. To this day, I don't know what his deal is or was. Could I have been a fantasy to him? I'm not sure. I didn't quite understand his MO and often wonder why guys do these kind of things. I hope you can shed some light to this situation or entanglement, Tony. Many thanks and God bless from a curious mind in New Zealand. All the way from New Zealand now. See with my good eye. And that's an interesting name you got there. That is a name. It's just a real love. So I kind of see you with my eye now, but you just could see the headshot. So to a man, the body matter too. Unfortunately. But here now, this look like in America, she in New Zealand. In America, her look would look like a light skinned Hispanic, or like a, yeah, like you know what, like a lot of, I say, Dominican women, but like the skin color is like a white woman, but just a little bit of a tint to it. And then she got long hair that look like it's dyed because the roots look brown, but the top of it look blonde. And so the look is like a rich man girlfriend. If you know, if she taking care of her body, look like a rich man girlfriend. Rich man girlfriend, you know, the pretty strippers look like that. It kind of got like a little bit of a Jezebel look. Got a red lip, got thick eyebrows, you know, just the hair slanted over to the side like this right here. A little bit of a Jezebel look. No offense by that now, because, you know, if you ain't doing what Jezebel did, then it ain't. But what I mean when I say Jezebel, I mean seducing. Look like a seducing spirit a little bit. And not everybody can change that, and that's not always a bad thing. That's not a bad thing unless you're doing it. Now she's not doing it, so she's not that. But that's the initial reading that a man gonna make. And so what you was doing with this man is he was drawn to you. He's drawn to your purity. He's drawn to your spirit. He's drawn to your look. But he knew he wasn't on your level. He knew that he couldn't give you what you wanted. But he wanted to see if it was real. And you became like a barometer for him. And he would compare you to other women. And he would see how you act versus how they act. But he knew that he knows he's a dog. He knows he's cold-hearted. He knows he don't want marriage. He knows that he's not worth anything in a relationship. And so he didn't want to hurt you unless you want to hurt yourself. And being that you didn't want to hurt yourself, then he didn't want to hurt you. And so that's what that was. Now, where you going wrong is you leaving the door open for him. You got to close the door. Anybody in this type of situation, do not leave a door open for a man. Shut the door. Stop responding. Stop meeting up. Stop talking to the man. This is so many times that I'm reading this, that y'all women is letting these men run in and out your life for years. That is the absolute worst thing you can do, because he does not want you. He does not want to be with you. You are not what he wants. He wants something totally different, but you just a flavor of the rainbow. Listen, did y'all hear what I just told you? He does not want you. He does not want you. You are a flavor of the rainbow. Sometimes we get tired of eating chocolate chip and we want to taste some oatmeal raisin. Sometimes we tired of eating oatmeal raisin and we want to taste some chocolate chip. Sometimes we tired of red meat, so we vegetarian for a week. Sometimes we tired of dairy, so we vegan for a week. You as a flavor, a taste of the rainbow, like the Skittles pack. That's all it is. That is all it is. Do not leave a door open for a man longer than a year. If a man ain't made his move and been consistent and said what he want and showed you what he want, close the door. Listen to me. Close the door. Stop responding. Block his number. Delete him. Move on with your life. This is not a fantasy. This is not a fairy tale. Y'all not meant to be. Y'all have to understand that. Y'all keep doing this here and y'all holding on to a fantasy. And what you're going to end up is you're going to get plucked off. You're going to get you in that bed eventually, because the longer you let this continue, eventually you're going to come off that high horse. Eventually you're going to drop that guard, because you're going to be like, it's been 10 years. Now you write me about a man from 15 and y'all 34. Come on now. That shouldn't even exist. You shouldn't even know this man no more. So listen, y'all got to close these doors. And one day the man gonna get fed up and he's gonna take it from you. Yes, you can't, do not leave this open. He will take it from you. Another 5-10 years, this man will force himself on you. Do you hear me? Do not play with this. If a man keep running in and out your life and he ain't showing up, he ain't doing nothing, shut the door and go on about your business. Stop answering these clowns. These men using y'all. Using you just for passing time. Just wasting your time. But and every time he reach out, what's going to happen is now you're going to lose your actual husband. Because a man who is ready, and he ready to settle down, he is not finna play no games with you. This man come in your life, y'all sitting there at a dinner, y'all having dinner, and you get a phone call from Billy Joe Bob, who you done been knowing for 19 years, and this ain't your brother, this ain't your cousin. That man who is ready, he finna get up from that date, and you will never hear from him again. All because you left a door open from a clown. You need to change the man number to likely spam. Delete the man number out your phone so that when he call, it just show up as a number. Do not have a name in there. Not even a friendly name. Don't have a name in there. So that when the man, and you need to have your phone on silent, and you need to have your phone in your purse. But then eventually y'all gonna be around each other. And you got this call coming in, guess what the man gonna do? He gonna call back. A lot of times when you was getting them calls, that probably was not him. That probably was his girlfriend calling the number that's in his phone. Calling the number that's attached to your name. Could have been called, and that's probably why it was late at night. Cause he sleep. And because he know you a good girl, he know he can't sleep with you, so he not gonna be trying you like that. So, and it's probably why you got left on scene when you write back, cause now he with the woman. And that's probably why he writes you later and he ain't got no girlfriend no more, cause he done got caught up with these other women number in his phone. So that could have been a possibility too now. So you got to understand that this man, he just coming back. You like the safe house. You like home base. He just come and get charged up. Just come and get charged up. You just passing time. He don't want nothing with you. If you'll sleep with him, he'll sleep with you, but he ain't really pressing it because he's not attracted to you. He's not attracted to you like that. Y'all, he, you cool, you decent, he think you cute, but he's not into you. You don't have the sex appeal that he like. Because when a man is sexually attracted to you, you gonna know it. He's going to pursue you relentlessly and almost religiously. And you are gonna know it. You're not gonna be able to confuse this. It ain't gonna be no doubt in this. You hear me? Listen to me what I'm telling you now. Cause y'all out here playing yourself like a deck of cards. Then these men run in and out your life. So listen to me now. And let me see what other lessons in here. Okay, there go my. I was just thinking about my jeweler. Y'all, I'm thinking about getting me one of them diamond Cuban chains. Hey, got to swag out now. Got to be swagged out now. And so my jeweler, I got a jeweler. He let me do a payment plan. Yeah, I'm still ghetto. No, I ain't finna pay all that money. Hey, bro. And sometimes we barter because he want to write books and he want to do courses. So he'll give me some jewelry for free for me or my wife, and then I help him as a consultant, help him produce what. So I'm about to check with him and see, hey, you got a course you trying to get off of? A book you trying to write? I don't pay what the rappers pay now. I ain't foolish now. So now listen to me. And now I'm gonna tell you something. You sound like you dignitary over there, a dignitary daughter, cause you all in LA, you all in the UK. Or what you said? No, he was in the UK. Australia, you in Sydney, Australia. I don't know if that could be close to New Zealand. My geography class was in the 4th grade. But you sound like you got your little bag on you over there. But you're 34 years old, and I'm gonna tell you something, sis. You're a Christian, you're 34, you believe in waiting until after marriage. What you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to stop walking around like your stuff don't stink. You personally, you're gonna have to be a little more humble and a little more relatable. You don't want to walk around like you Jesus and because it's gonna throw every man off, even a good man. So don't go to walking around and don't be preaching to men. You don't get husband benefits because it'll come off like a game. It'll sound like a game. Just be who you are. You don't have to say who you are. You don't have to say what you're doing. You don't have to tell a man you wait until marriage, because you don't know if you wait until marriage. Because if the right red wine hit you, if the right red wine hit you, if the right slow song hit you, if holding hands, if the right ice kiss on the neck hit you, them legs finna be from here to La Rubla, all in the air. You finna have ankles behind your ears. Listen, don't now human being, adult, know if they actually are celibate. Don't now one of us know, because with the right sequence of events, them legs will be from Timbuktu. You hear me? So don't speak that out your mouth. Know it in your heart, because when you speak that, you are declaring that, you making a promise. And if you fail, that person gonna lose all respect for you. They're gonna think you a sham, you a scam artist, you a liar, you a deceiver, and that you playing games. So all y'all have to do is, when you get tried, say, no, I'm not ready for that. And then they're gonna try you again. No, we're not there yet. They're gonna try you again. No, I'm not there yet. And what you don't need to be tongue kissing. You don't need to be rubbing on body parts. You don't need to be dry humping. Don't be a temptress or a tempter. Don't do the things that is considered foreplay that's getting you ready for the act. Because a lot of y'all who are abstaining, you want to be swapping spit and then talk about you ain't finna sleep with nobody. That ain't how that work. You can't do foreplay and then not want to play. So you have to be straight, on the straight and narrow. So y'all sitting by each other, not on top of no lap. Y'all not tongue kissing. Y'all doing a peck on the lips. If you ain't got C19 or mono, you doing a peck on the lips, a peck on the cheek, peck on the nose, peck on the forehead, peck on the hand. That's all y'all doing. No kissing on the neck. No licking on the inner thigh. Don't even hold a hand and rub your finger around in a circle. My 7-year-old was doing that to me the other day. He was like, hey, Dad, how did that right there? Now he's 7 now. He don't know nothing about that. I said, boy, this boy finna be a handful. This boy finna have these women be rubbing in their hand. I said, oh, Lord. And so it's a thing that we used to do in school too, in grade school. You rub in the circle and you rub in the circle, and then you go to the middle of the circle and you pull up real slow, and it feel like, because of that right there, you done created it, feel like you pulling a root out the hand, like you pulling up something out the plant out the ground. And so I turned it into that, and I did it on here and did it on his nose. I turned it into that because he don't know that we used to be doing that now, just to play around, like when we ready to get somebody's little tingles in their body. And so listen, don't do none of that. No foreplay, none of that stuff. And you stay away from that. And when you get tried, you say, we're not there yet. Nope. Don't let somebody sleep in the bed, lay in the bed with you. Don't be in the back seat at down by the lake. Like, you stay in places to where that can't happen. And that's how you build. And that's how you know if somebody is into you. That's how you fall in love. That's how you become best friends romantically. And you want to be romantic best friends. Not best friends like platonic best friends. You want to be romantic best friends. Romantic does not mean physical touch. Romantic is intimate conversation, and intimate don't mean sexual conversation. It means conversation that is heartfelt, that is purposeful. It's about your hopes. It's about your dreams. It's about your fears. It's about your courage, your speaking life. It's real heartfelt conversation. That's where you want to be at. And that's, you could be best friends romantically. It's a difference. Now a lot of people, when they hear best friends, they think that I'm talking about be platonic, like be friends. No, y'all need to know that you want to be together. It need to be established that y'all are a couple, that y'all are an item, and that y'all are romantically interested in one another. But you are not doing so, no oral. And a lot of y'all hollering about you waiting till marriage, but you around here singing all on that microphone, all kind of karaoke nights. And then got the man down there eating peach cobbler like ain't no tomorrow. That is not waiting until marriage. Hate to break it to you, that's not waiting until marriage. You might as well go all the way. You're doing the same thing, and it could be worse. Because if somebody got something, now you finna have sores around your mouth instead of sores just hidden in your pants. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of folks want to go and do this oral, think that they still holy and sanctified. No, that's still a sin. And it's worse than the regular, because that ain't what it's intended for. Now, we go and do that stuff, but that ain't nothing down there between no legs intended to go in no mouth. And the reason why you know it's not intended to go in no mouth, because there's no result of it. There's no production. It doesn't produce anything. You can't procreate with your mouth on a private part. So what God created for it to do. Now, if you married and y'all want to do that, that's between y'all and your conviction with the Lord. The Bible don't go that deep. It ain't. We could infer when it say lascivious behavior and lasciviousness and things, lewd acts. We can infer that it mean that, but it could be talking about them older men that was messing with, little boys. It could be talking about that more so, or men on men, women on women. It could be talking about that, because that's what Sodom and Gomorrah was burned down for. That right there. So there's argument with the men, and so it could be talking about that. So it's just your spiritual connection with God and your conviction with your husband. But when you're not married, all of that, anything sexual is a sin. All of that is a sin. And so you got to understand that the actual act, the oral, all that is a sin. So you got to stay away from that. And what y'all ladies need to understand, if a man wants you, you're going to know it. He not going to play with it. He not going to play by it. Y'all be sitting there, oh, hey, how are you? Okay, yeah, great to hear from you. All right, talk to you in 2 years. Oh, hey, how are you? Wow, it's been 25 months instead of 24. Whoa. So, yeah, all right. Yeah, you want to go on a date? All right, see you at 7. Okay. Oh, wow, we missed the date. Wow, it's been 3 years. So, yeah, how's everything going? Yeah, how you... It's like, listen, y'all doing too much. It's like men and women not created to be friends. We're not created to be friends. My wife ain't finna have no male friend because I can't trust him. And I don't trust her either. Because, and when I say I don't trust her, I'm saying she's a human. Meaning, if she talking to another man on a daily basis, eventually her heart is going to feel a feeling. So I'm not finna allow that. And vice versa. I'm not finna be talking to no woman. I'm not finna have a female friend. Anytime a woman say, oh yeah, Tony, we friends. No, you are a client. You my client. I don't have female friends. I really don't have male friends. I got associates. I got a friend in Jesus. And my wife, my friend. My son's gonna be my friend. My circle is a dot. Do you hear me? I don't be all open for everybody. All that right there, friends and all of that right there. Because you're human. Judas took his sorry butt with Jesus all around the darn world. Saw people raised from the dead. Saw the blind see. He saw the lame walk. He saw the deaf hear. And Judas still sold Jesus out for the 30 pieces of silver. How much of it was? I say, man, listen, I trust Jesus. I trust God. The y'all humans, I'll keep you at arm's distance. So listen, we not created to be friends with the opposite sex. We created to procreate with the opposite sex. Y'all trying to be friends and y'all trying to hold on to friendships, and it's messing up your relationship potential. And that's what you got to understand. Argue with it if you want to. Life gonna show you and prove to you exactly what I'm talking about. Watch and see. Watch and see. And you gonna come back. Tony, you right. I thought that was my friend. And we've been friends for 20 years. And then out the blue one day, he asked me, could he have some? I told you. That's what he was waiting on. Hey, this Tony Jackson. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Hey, shout out to everybody, all y'all supporters. Some of y'all on my birthday video, I saw some comments. Tony, your subscribers are supporters too. No, that's not support. That ain't the same as support. So I can't put you in the same class as somebody who got money coming out their account every month. It's a difference between watching and supporting. So when I say shout out to my Patreon, which is another level of support, higher than the Blessed Tribe, because the Patreon is $5 a month or more. The Blessed Tribe is $1.99 a month, and then the Blessed Business Tribe is $9.99 a month. I have to put y'all, those people in the Blessed Tribe, Blessed Business Tribe, and Patreon on a whole nother level, because that's money. That's food off their table. That's a recurring charge that they got to get in sin and call and lie and say that they didn't authorize that charge if that account was flat and that charge sent them into the overdraft and they got hit with a $25 or a $35 fee. They putting that on the line for me. So don't y'all subscribers who hit the subscribe button get jealous or mad at those people when I shout them out, because that's a sacrifice. That is support. And that's what we got to understand. You got haters. A hater could hit the subscribe button. You got spectators. A spectator could hit the subscribe button. And then you have supporters. And so inside of, when you building a brand, when you building a company, when you building a following, out of all of the people who follow you, less than 1% actually support you. And that's what you got to realize and understand. So y'all don't get mad about that when I shout those people out. And if you want to join us on Patreon, the link in the description. We getting ready to do some really cool projects, and so thanks to y'all support, we're gonna be able to do that. God bless you, and we'll talk soon. Hey, and make sure you get over to TonyGasAcademy.com while the course is discounted.